This here is the Gentsuki inspired 3KJ swapped Yamaha Passola, and it's been a while since we've seen it on the channel. Now, I haven't given up or lost motivation in any way. Being white was never the way this bike was fully meant to be. It was always meant to have a theme to it, like most Gentsuki builds out there. So what is the theme? First of all, it needed to be recognizable worldwide and most definitely recognized by the Japanese. Preferably, the theme had to be Japanese. So here we go. So that is the theme, Bride. It is a uniquely Japanese brand. It is a brand that is recognizable throughout the entire world. Now, I'm not stopping at just the seat. The seat just forms a very little bit of it. That Bride brand is going to extend through the bodywork. It is going to look mint, and that's what we're going to try and achieve this episode. So why haven't we seen the bike on the channel? The answer is, I was trying to get someone to do a partial wrap job on this bike, but it seems paying people money to do work for you is really difficult to do. I simply cannot find a person that will do a partial wrap on this bike. They only want to do a complete car, a van, a truck, or something like that. Stuff it. How hard can it be to do a partial wrap on a tiny little bike? So having said that, we're going to try and do it ourselves. So I've got myself 3 rolls of vinyl wrap to give this bad boy a go. More than enough vinyl wrap to wrap this bike maybe 10 times over. But before we wrap the bike, how about I show you guys a bit of the inspiration. So there you have it, the theme is Bride. It is uniquely Japanese, and I think that logo will really go well with the shape of the little Yamaha Passola scooter. So we're going to base it on this image that I found, which looks to be off Forza Horizon 5, a popular video game. All right, there you got it. We've got 3 different colors of vinyls. We've got a black, a dark gray, or a medium gray, and then a light gray. Now, I couldn't tell if it was gloss or if it was a matte finish, so I've gone in the middle and I've got a satin finish. Either way, I think it's going to look pretty good when you go with the concept. And here is my little thing that I mocked up on Canva with my idea of how this bike's going to look at the end. So first thing to do now is clean the panels. We're going to start laying it out and hopefully I can pull this off. Now, I've never done this before. I'm not an expert. This whole video might turn into an absolute failure, but here we go. Let's give it a shot. All right, to aid in this is actually quite a complex design for someone like me to have their first go at it. So I've laid out some stickers on the bike, which is gonna show me whereabouts the boundaries are of these 3 colors. Now I'm gonna use this stuff here called knifeless tape. That's what the experts say to use. It cuts through the vinyl, so you don't actually have to use a blade. And then once we've got it all laid out, we're gonna pull the bike apart and we're gonna start trying to lay the vinyl. See what happens. The cut tape is now laid up and you can kind of get an idea of what my idea is for the final design. So I'll give you a bit of a closer look. This section here is going to stay white. We're going to have the light grey, then the darker grey, and then from this line back all the way up it will be the black. And of course it's going to wrap around to the other side of the bike. Now, it goes without saying, if you want to get the best possible results, you've got to use the best possible products. And what I'm using here is Avery Denison. All the vinyl, all the materials, all the things that I use to do the job cost me around 250 Australian dollars.
Now I have way more vinyl than what I need, but I wanted to give myself enough chance if I made mistakes, I could do it again. The good stuff about the vinyl is it's really forgiving. If you make a mistake, peel it up and then flatten it back down again. The real difficulty here is all those hard edges and convex concave shapes. They do give me a bit of grief, but soon, nothing that a little bit of thought and a little bit of practice, you can kind of get your way around it. Anyway, let's get to the video.
And would you look at that? It is done. Part 1 of 3 parts is complete, and I gotta say, I'm pretty wrapped with it, pardon the pun. All right, now that the black is done, we can move on to the darker of the 2 grays, which is gonna go in the middle. It's probably gonna be the easier of the 2 bits because there's no real funky shapes or contours. The light gray, however, that is definitely going to be a challenge. These contours here, this shape, that will be very difficult. We are finally finished and have a look at this. How good does this piece actually look? It was a lot of effort, but I think it is absolutely worth it. It's time now to fit it up to the bike and see what it actually looks like.
This is not a how-to vinyl wrap video in any way. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just out there having a go. But if you're enjoying the content, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing.
All right, the bike is looking like something now, and my vision is actually coming to life, and it's looking the way I imagined it, which I'm actually quite relieved on. These lines are going to go through to the spoiler at the back, around the other side, and meet the other one of these that I'm going to do off camera. For here though, I'm going to move on to this front panel. I'm going to try and lay that up in one piece. So let's get on to that. All right, we are done. That is all wrapped in one piece. I actually think that's a pretty good achievement. This stuff is really flexible and really malleable, so it's actually kind of easy to get it into the areas that you want. It would have been easier if I had to put a split down there and done it in 2 sections, but I was determined to get it all done in the one go. So from here, we're going to put this guy back on, which is going to kind of complete the look, and then we're going to put it on the bike and see if this is actually going to work or if it all should just remain white. It has been a long couple of days, trial and error, but finally the bike is together with all the vinyl laid out. It's time to show you guys what it looks like. So there you go. The little Yamaha Gentsuki Passola is no longer completely white. The vinyl has been laid out and I'm liking the way it's looking from here. But that's not all. The bike is still not done, however. There is plenty of other things to do. The headset has to be put away totally. We've still got a little bit of wiring. We've got some stickers to go on, and we still have to finish the fuel system. A fair bit still to do. I've said this before, when you have a vision in your head and you are putting a bike together the way it wants to look, you're never actually sure, will it look the way I intend to, until you're actually at this kind of stage here. And I think the bride or bride livery is going to suit this bike to an absolute T. What do you guys think of it so far? That's it for this episode. Like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of Scooter Bomb. Cheers.